A lot of times LGBT people on my shows are just fucking trouble. They are. They make the mistake of thinking that I give a fuck about what they think, and I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, they have their lives. They have their opinions. I personally think the community has gotten too big. When I say the community, I mean the LGBTQQIAA. Yeah, it's turned into a fucking eye chart. Just new letters all the time, you know? They don't run it by us, they don't have meetings, they just add new fucking letters. There's letters coming you guys aren't even ready for, like the O, that stands for otherkin. If you're not familiar with otherkin, these are people that identify as shit you never thought people would identify as before. Like unicorns, there are people that identify as unicorns, they want you to respect it. I don't know how to respect a fucking unicorn. I never hung out with a unicorn before. What am I supposed to do to make you as a unicorn feel more comfortable? I mean, should I try to hang shit from your fucking forehead? Squirrels. There are people that identify as squirrels. I feel like I store nuts in my mouth too sometimes. It doesn't make me a fucking squirrel. Then the trans community always has something new that they're upset about, and then sometimes you have, like, you know, genetic females, or as they call them, cisgender females, getting mad at the trans women for certain things, like Caitlyn Jenner. That was a thing when Caitlyn Jenner came out, and then she immediately won Woman of the Year, and a lot of women got upset about that. And on one hand, I felt like, I get you ladies, but on the other hand, I felt like you have to ask yourself, how little did you bitches do? When all she had to do to become Woman of the Year was become a woman. Just saying, it might have been a slow year, ladies. Yeah, and then like I said, trans people are always getting mad at things, and if we have any trans people in the audience, don't get me wrong, you're definitely welcome anywhere I'm at. I love trans people, but do me a favor and shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking cares. Be a man, be a woman, be quiet. That's what I need from the trans community. I need you to understand that sometimes it's a you problem, not an us problem. Sometimes it is a you problem. Like if you go to the mall, you're supposed to be a woman, they accidentally call you sir, maybe you're not doing a good fucking job at it. Higher heels, longer lashes, I don't know what you need, bitch, but fucking work on it. It is 8 a.m. and you've got a 5 o'clock shadow. You're confusing people right now. Sometimes people don't know what the fuck, you know what I mean? They just don't fucking know. You can't get mad at people for not knowing. Like, I'm an openly gay comedian, obviously. I usually work in redneck clubs. That's usually where I am. I perform in rooms that are so white and rednecky, sometimes my act doesn't feel like an act, it feels like a really long suicide note. I perform in rooms that are so redneck, sometimes I have to educate them just to offend them. And that's why I don't care about words, you know, because I've learned, because I've been doing this for 19 years now, probably about 14 of it I've been working in redneck clubs now. And like, the way that started was when I first started doing comedy, gay shows were afraid to have me because they thought I would offend their audiences. Regular mainstream clubs were afraid to have me because they thought their audience wouldn't be able to relate to me. And the redneck clubs were like, well, if he can survive it, we'll pay him at the end. Yeah, so that's what I started doing, was redneck bars and redneck clubs, and from the beginning people were very nice to me. Like at first I was worried for me just like everybody else was, you know? And then I started doing them and they were fun, you know, but I just realized that I couldn't pay attention to people's words, I had to just pay attention to like the context, you know, or their tone. And so that's what I started doing, because people would always say the wrong things to me, but also, like, sometimes I really was dealing with people that just didn't know the most about anything. You know, I mean, like Sarasota Hot Springs, Wyoming, that's a place I performed. There after the show, a lady told me, I'm sorry I didn't laugh more, but you talk faster than I can think. I was like, ma'am, don't ever let that escape your head again. Besides, I already knew you were stupid. You live in Wyoming. You got people from Wyoming in the audience? I'll explain the jokes after the show. But yeah, and so, you know, people would say the wrong things about me or around me all the time. Like, if I were to get upset about that, I'd just be mad all the time. That's what it would be. You know, so instead, I just went with their tone. Like, you know, there was one lady who stopped me after a show, super nice lady. I could tell she was trying to be as nice to me as she possibly could be, but she grabs me by the arm. She was like, hey, I just want you to know, my husband loved you, and he usually hates fags. Yeah, and her husband was standing right behind her, and he was like, I do hate fags. They were both very nice to me. They sat and talked to me for a while. That happens for me all the time. If I'm performing in a redneck club and they want to have a couple drinks with me after the show, I'll have a couple drinks with them at the venue. Yeah, we're not moving to a second location. And not just because that's where they'll kill you, but because I used to party a lot and I would go to second locations and something would always go wrong at the second location. Like either their friends would suck, the bar would suck, somebody would get emotional, something always went wrong at the second location. Like one of the last times I went to a second location, I was performing in McAllen, Texas, doing a small theater in McAllen, Texas. Afterwards, some of the locals want me and the other comedian to go drink with them. We agree to go drink with them, we go across the street to a bar. While we're at that bar, we end up meeting a guy named Big Rick. Big Rick lets us know he'd been at the show, had a good time, starts buying us drinks. 2 a.m. rolls around, it's time for us to leave. Big Rick is like, you guys still want to party? And I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll still party. So we go back to my hotel room, the other comedian gets tired, he goes to sleep in one of the beds. Me and Big Rick move into the bathroom where we're doing coke and drinking Bud Light. Yeah. Around 5 a.m. we run out of coke. Big Rick looks at me and is like, so you think you want to suck my dick? And I was like, you should ask me that before you ran out of coke. But no. I don't want to suck your dick. You're called Big Rick for a reason. You're fat. Nothing against fat people, but I don't have to hold up your stomach while I suck your dick. Sucking dick on its own is enough work without adding extra obstacles to it. Thank you. You ask anyone in this room that's ever sucked a dick before, they'll tell you sucking dick sucks dick. I mean, you start off with the go-get-em attitude. At first, you're like, I'm gonna suck this dick, and then you do it for a few minutes, and your jaw starts getting sore. Then your arm starts losing rhythm. Before you know it, you're just trying to negotiate your way out of it. You're like, how about I just tweak your nipples while you jerk off? And ladies, just because your man's taking a while to come does not mean he needs a finger up his asshole. Yeah, I say this because I have a lot of straight friends. Some of them are coming to me real traumatized. Some of you ladies are going really fast with the fucking fingers these days. I would tell you, unless your man specifically asks you, do not shove your fingers up his asshole. Your men, for the most part, do not want your fingers up their assholes. Straight men, if you've ever wondered what it feels like to have a finger up your asshole, it feels like having a finger up your asshole. Some of you are uncomfortable right now, but I'm only trying to help you out. Because ladies, I will tell you, there is nothing worse than trying to enjoy a relaxing blowjob and having to play fucking defense at the same time. I like doing that joke not only because it's fun, but also because I get to see some of the guilty faces on some of the straight men. Not gonna point you out and not even gonna look at you. Just gonna say, if you're a straight man, you like having a finger up your ass, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think it makes you gay. You just don't have to share that shit with me after the fucking show. You'd be surprised how many times I'm meeting people at a show, get a straight guy walking by saying something like, hey bro, nothing wrong with the finger up the ass. Thanks for sharing, creep. Just shook your wife's fucking hand. Yeah, gonna fuck around and catch pink eye trying to be a polite person. But yeah, I was going somewhere with all of that. I can admit I got sidetracked. I was talking about the trans community. Speaking of a finger up the ass.
Where were you going with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was that the ally trying to help me out? I appreciate you. I'll figure it out. Trust me, I do this a lot. Yeah, I appreciate you really are an ally. You're like, this is a fag that needs help. Like, let me get him back on course. What are you drinking, miss?
Tito's water lime. Yeah!
I like that you're waving back there. She is not at all ashamed of herself. She was like, yeah! And then I look back there and she's like, is that what you drink as well?
100%.
It's on. I don't know what you think's happening here, but I'm not joining you for drinks. She's like, it's on! Just, and that's always your drink is, what was it, Tito's water?
Yes, always.
You
Tito's
too.
water lime.
Go sit with that bitch back there. Never mind, I don't need you guys making trouble. You guys will get fucked up. And I'd imagine she's a white woman too, and that's gonna be a lot of entitlement.
Karen, by the way.
You are Karen! All right, Karen, good to meet you. Bruce Leonard. I will repeat it again. I am Bruce Leonard. Complain to the club, let them know Bruce Leonard was not nice to you. Yeah, good having you, Karen. Where are you going after this? Are you drinking after?
I'm calling the manager.
Okay. She is. We're getting a 1-star Yelp review from her. No, are you partying after, or is this it tonight?
We have no idea.
Who's we? Is there other people in your head, or do you have a crowd? Let's see. Where is Karen? I can't see the rest of your crowd. Are they people of color?
They're Italian.
Well, that lets us know how white you are. She's like, they ain't white like me, I'll tell you that much. All right, well, Italian isn't exactly taking a separate entrance, so. But good to have you, Karen. Yeah, and where I was going with that is, I do feel like a lot of times people could help themselves out, especially LGBT people, by just like being willing to at least be somewhat open to other people. Because, sometimes people are asking questions not to disrespect you, but so that they can respect you. Because, when I joke about the different ways to identify, that really is a thing. Like, there's a lot of people that identify as a lot of things. There's like non-binary who identify as they and them or want you to address them as they and them. And like me, I don't care. As long as you tell me what you identify as, I don't have a problem with. Where I think people run into trouble is like with trans people, especially right now, the way that it works is you're not allowed to ask somebody how they identify, but then if you guess the wrong thing, you're the worst person in the world. Yeah, and it's just not a fair system. Because I've had trans friends my entire adult life, like close trans friends, and sometimes I look at people on the street and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this person is doing. I know there's a transition happening, I don't know where we're starting, I don't know where we're headed. But there is a transition happening, and I will respect it if I know what it is, and so I'll guess, which is technically what you're supposed to do, But I have been wrong before, and when I'm wrong, they don't just politely correct me, they get mad. They get very mad, and that's when I get mad too, and I'm like, oh no, bitch, you don't get to be mad at me. It's not my fault, you're a shitty fucking artist. We all can agree a butterfly is a beautiful thing, but if you were to open up the cocoon halfway through and throw it out onto the fucking street, you might be like, that's a mess right there. You might not even know it's a butterfly. So what I'm getting at is trans people stay at home until you're pretty. It's a joke, you guys. Some of these bitches will never be pretty. I have a friend named Khadijah that looks like Bernie Mac in a wig. But yeah, that's a joke that I got into trouble for because I was doing a drive-in show. It was when we were first, allowed out from COVID, and the only way we could perform was doing drive-through show or drive-in shows. And so the way that it worked was they put us on a really high stage. People pulled up in their cars, and then instead of like regular laughter, when they wanted to laugh, what they would do was they would honk their horn and flash their brights at you. Yeah, this is the way we had to perform. And like, I've done everything now. Like I said, I've been doing this for 19 years, and so I performed in every kind of situation. So I got asked to do it. Got asked to headline it. And what happened was, since I'm headlining, I'm going last, there's other comedians on the show. I think it was 4 other comedians that were on the show, and they were getting nervous with the situation. They were uncomfortable with the cars, and it was throwing off their timing, so they would bail early on their sets. So since they would bail early, and we were there for an allotted amount of time, all of their time kept getting added to my time so that I would wrap up the show. Which I didn't mind doing it, but I hadn't been able to perform for a couple of months, and so I was trying to remember shit, and I did that bit, and then some fag nobody fucks. It had to be, because nobody has this much time on their hands, Like, regular people are doing shit, but, like, this guy decided to just edit out the part where I said trans people stay at home until you're pretty, uploaded that to Facebook, and was like, can you believe this guy actually claims to be LGBT, and, like, started this whole thing. And so then they tried to cancel me on the internet, but I'm really good at trolling people. Yeah, so that didn't fucking work out at all. And so, then once that didn't work out, then they were trying to get me fired from the rest of the shows for the weekend. And I wasn't allowing that to happen, even though I wasn't being paid enough to really care. But I was just like, I'm not gonna not do these shows just because these people say that I can't. And so then I got contacted by the LGBT Center in Las Vegas, otherwise known as the Center. And they hit me up and let me know that they wanted me to come in for some education. Yeah, that was their exact words. They wanted me to come in for some education, and so I told them, okay, well, I don't know what you want to learn, but I'll do my best. Yeah, and so I went in for education, which turned out to be just me yelling at them for like an hour. Because you can't really tell me anything about that. I've been out too long now, and I've seen different things, and I remember when we actually did deal with open discrimination. I was once asked to leave a Denny's. This was in the 90s. I was asked to leave a Denny's because I was clearly gay, I made no effort to mask it, and I was making other guests uncomfortable. That's what I was told at the Denny's. And all I had done was, it was like after 2 a.m., I walked, I told them to put my menu on the table for me, and then I just come back to it. And I walked to the bathroom, and there was this table full of people near the bathroom, and one of the girls called me out. She was just like, that guy's gay. And since I didn't care, I just looked at her and I was like, yeah, and I walked to the bathroom. And then I came back out, and then there's a guy wearing a name tag. It says manager, and I sit down across from him. He's at my table. And he tells me exactly that. He's like, sir, we have to ask you to leave. And I was like, well, why am I being asked to leave? And he was like, because you're clearly gay, you make no effort to mask it, and you're making other guests uncomfortable. And do you know how humiliating it is to sit across from the manager of a Denny's and have other people walk by and think you might be interviewing for Denny's? That was the real tragedy in all of this. But that legit happened, and it was just something we had to put up with, and so me and my friends always had a sense of humor about things. Like, I've had trans friends, like I said, my entire adult life, and it's okay to acknowledge that there are differences when you're dealing with people that are trans. Like a lot of my friends have been trans women, so, start off as male, now live as women. Then, more recently, I've been hanging out with more trans men, which trans men are cool, but they're a little bit different because, like, the thing is, once trans men start taking steroids, they look like any other guy. So that's the way you think about them in your head, like any other one of your guy friends. And then you get in an argument with them, and they start bringing up shit from 4 years ago. And you're like, no, you're still a bitch. Sir. But like I said, we just used to have a sense of humor about everything because you had to, because like people would be open with their discrimination, and so like you just learn to laugh things off more and not really care about things as much. Like my friends, like I had a friend named Sable, and me and Sable used to hang out all the time. And one time we were in a Western Union in a very Mexican area of LA, otherwise known as LA. Yeah, and Sable is a black trans woman. We're in this Western Union, we get to the front of the line, and one of the problems with being Mexican like I am is when your friends find out you're Mexican, they just assume they have a translator and they don't bother testing that shit out first. Yeah, so we get to the front line, woman behind the window speaks nothing but Spanish. So Sable looks at me and she says, girl, tell her I need to send this money. I said, Sable, I don't speak Spanish. She said, well, girl, how are you gonna be Mexican and not speak Spanish? I said, I don't know, bitch, how are you gonna be a woman and not have a pussy? And then she punched me in the arm, and it kind of did hurt, I'm gonna tell you guys. And that's what I would tell straight men, Some of the straight men get kind of macho around the trans women, and just don't give them a hard time about anything, because don't forget, inside of that woman is a very angry young man sometimes. Yeah, I've seen some straight men get their asses whooped by trans women. Just all that anger catches up, My friend Coco is a beautiful trans woman. She's very beautiful, won a couple of pageants. And, she's actually pretty well known in the community. And, like, the thing with Coco is she's very, very beautiful. Dumb as fuck, though. She is just a dumb girl. Like, one time Coco called me and she said we had to go to the mall. She said we had to go to the mall because she needed pantyhose. She needed aqua pantyhose. Ladies, I have 3 sisters and I know a lot of what you go through. I don't know everything. You say you need something, I've never heard of it, you're the expert, we're just gonna go get it. So me and Coco are on the way to the mall. Friends are calling, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, on the way to the mall, Coco. Couple friends call, give them the same explanation, tell them I'm on the way to the mall with Coco, gotta get some aqua pantyhose. We get to the mall, we get in the store. Coco's like, baby, can you grab that package for me? I grab the package, I look at her, I'm like, this says opaque, you stupid bitch. Yeah, now I feel like the dumbass when I'm telling somebody on the phone we need aqua pantyhose. Wanted to call everybody back and be like, you guys, I know the word opaque. I just couldn't see it when she said it. But people did used to be somewhat mean, like that was a thing when I was younger, because there was not political correctness like it is now, especially about that. And so people would be somewhat mean. Like one time Coco called me and she said we had to go to Walmart, which if you say we have to go to Walmart, very strong statement to me. Yeah, I don't think we ever have to go to Walmart. Sometimes we end up in a Walmart, but we should not have to go to Walmart. But Coco said we had to go to Walmart, so we're going to Walmart. Well, male or female, we all have days where we don't feel like shaving. Apparently Coco was having one of these days. Yeah, because the next thing I know, I'm walking through Walmart with the bearded lady. Not a big deal for me. I'd seen Coco not feel like shaving before, so I didn't really care. But what bothered me was it was the Walmart employees that were staring at us, pointing at us, chuckling behind our backs, and that did bother me because I felt like, you work for Walmart? We're shopping at Walmart. Can we all agree this should be a no judgment zone? Yeah, thank you. And that's when WIC checks were still around, which I don't even know if people get WIC checks anymore. Is WIC still a thing?
It's a card now.
It's a card now? It's no longer that big obnoxious check? Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know if anybody here remembers WIC, but they were checks and you could only get certain things on them. They were supposed to be things that were like necessities for raising kids or getting through your pregnancy. And so there were very particular things, and these fucking people that were on WIC used to love to argue with the clerks to try to get shit that they weren't allowed to get. Yeah, and it was the worst ever. And Walmart was always full of these people, just holding up the fucking line because they were trying to get shit that they knew they couldn't get. You know, fucking cereal that wasn't allowed, and it was just like tricks. I'm sorry, you don't get tricks. It's not allowed on Wix. I know that the commercial says tricks are for kids. That's a lie. Tricks are for working people. Get your shitty cereal, your block of cheese, your brick of orange juice, and get the fuck out. Yeah, that fucking cheese, these fucking people. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care though, because people still talk shit, you know, especially like me. If people get mad at me, like people get mad at me for that trans joke and just like, you know, how dare you say that, you know, trans people are ugly? And I was like, wait a second, I didn't say all trans people are ugly. I said the ugly ones should stay home. And if I've never seen you, how can you be offended unless you think you're ugly? You know what I mean? I didn't write this joke for anybody specifically, you know, so it's not like I'm thinking of any of the people on the internet that are mad at me. Like, one lady hit me up and she was like, nobody cares what you say anyway, your lips are clearly made of Botox. Yeah, very offensive, my lips are silicone. My forehead was Botox. Poor people never know what they're talking about. Some of you laughing, some of you look offended. Thanks for letting me know where the poor people are. Don't touch me on the way out. But yeah, you know, I don't fucking care. I mean, like, I don't get Botox in my forehead anymore. I don't get Botox in my forehead because I want my friends to see exactly how disappointed I am in them. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not masking it anymore. I don't bother with it. And people tell me all the time, Ty, you look mad. And I'm like, I always felt this way. It's just now you can fucking see it. I don't care. I don't like the way you live. Well, I've got some good friends, and I've got some shitty ones, you know, so. But, you know, things are getting back to normal as far as the regular world goes, and so that I'm happy about. You know, we can travel a lot now, well, a lot more than we could. I used to perform in China pretty regularly. You know, that was like a good situation, because, like, I wouldn't just go to like Shanghai, Beijing. Like technically I've only been to Beijing once, but Shanghai I've been to several times now. But I wouldn't just go to touristy places, like because, like I told you, I'll perform through anything. Like the people that would book me there would take me to more and more cities. So we weren't just, you know, like in the cities that people would think of, or the Americanized cities. Like we would go to China. And one thing about that I don't think white people do is people of color, when we're in other countries, we look for our own people. And I'll tell you, of all the cities I've been to in China, I have seen no Mexicans in China. Yeah, no Mexicans in China, which tells you one thing, the wall really does work. I asked every single show. Like, any Mexicans? No Mexicans. Any Mexicans? No Mexicans. We do the last show. Any Mexicans? Still no Mexicans. Finally, I'm like, who does your guys' dishes? Yeah, and they look kind of uncomfortable, but I don't know if they were really uncomfortable or if they were just like, who does do our dishes? That's a joke other Mexicans got mad at me for because they say I'm perpetuating stereotypes about Mexicans, but there are certain jobs we have been known for doing in this country. Dishwashing, housekeeping, landscaping, these are some of those jobs. And to me, not only is that not insulting, it actually makes perfect sense if you think about the history of this country. I remember we saw the black people get turned into slaves, the Native Americans get put on reservations, the Mexicans were like, just look like you're cleaning. Maybe if we look busy, they won't mess with us. What was going on over there? A lot of chatter coming from that area. What are you guys doing? Planning where you're going after? Oh, they got kicked out? Why? Were you the one that got them kicked out? Yeah, no, I could see how that would get on your nerves. You just sounded really mad about it, too. They wouldn't shut up, and I got rid of them. Get you kicked out, too, motherfucker. It's like, it's my show. You think that? No, all right, yeah, I just heard something going on over there, and I was like, all right, what's happening over there? And so, were you nosy? Did you hear why they got kicked out, or what it was, like, specifically that got them kicked out?
They just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
They've been drinking since 2 p.m.
You're all the way over there. Now that's fucking nosy. This chick had fucking binoculars and... She's like, there's a disturbance in the force. Yeah, were you talking to them before the show? Is that how you know they were drinking since 2 p.m.?
They were fighting before the show at the bar down the street.
You know everything. God damn, where do you work as a reporter? That's fucking journalism back there. She could probably give us their social security numbers. Yeah, so they were fighting at a bar earlier, is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, and then they decided, well, let's go to a comedy show. You know what, we've been arguing too much. Let's go get some laughs together. Now I'm gonna talk through the whole show. Yeah, and so then they got put out. Are you gonna be hanging out with them later though? Hopefully they go home, is that what you said? They're not. You know those kinds of people never realize. They'll be at your house fucking arguing, you know? Yeah, alright, well good to know what was going on. Glad they got rid of them, because, yeah, I was gonna yell at them. That was gonna happen. I can already tell, you know? Start off nice. And shitting on them. That's what I do. I try to be nice to people all the time though. And usually even when people are drunk, I don't fucking care, you know, like I have been doing this a long time and working in redneck clubs, you get very used to just dealing with audiences as they are, you know, like really this is a fun audience and there's a lot of you guys, which is cool. Like I've done shit where I performed for 2 people in Pasco, Washington. Yeah, there were exactly 2 people in the audience. Their names were Steve and Sonia. And they were on a Match.com date. Yeah, and like, you know, I was a lot newer then, and when I said I was gay, it was like coming out to my parents again. Because there was just 2 people sitting at a table in front of me, and I was like, well, are we okay? But they were super nice, you know, they were cool. And it's not, like now, you know, one of the problems I have with people is people actually look for reasons to be offended, which is annoying. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and when you're gay, it's even worse, you know, because there's a lot of expectations on you. Like, you're supposed to be mad at all the same stuff that your gay friends are mad at, and sometimes you're like, yeah, I don't really care about that, you know, it's not a thing for me. Like the gay cakes in Denver, the guy that didn't want to make the cakes for the gay weddings, I had my friends get mad at me for that because like they were making that a thing, and I was like, yeah, okay. They're like, they don't respect our rights, they don't treat us like human beings, and I was like, I still feel all right. Yeah, and then they kept telling me I was supposed to feel victimized about this, and I was like, you guys, I don't know if a lot of fags are eating carbs like that anyway. I mean, I'm not gonna force this guy to make a cake nobody's gonna eat. I mean, besides, can't you just find a lesbian baker? Yeah, I don't know why. A lot of lesbians love baking. I don't know if it's the yeast or what it is. Thank you. Those bitches, you know, they love freaking baking. Right, lesbian, or was that the lesbian that got kicked out? Oh, she was part of the crowd that got kicked out. Too bad. Well, now I'm kind of bummed out that she's gone. I'll defer to her on some of this. But yeah, my gay friends will call me starting problems, you know, like they call me, they ask me what I'm doing, and then I tell them what I'm doing, and then they get mad at me for what I'm doing. It's like, it makes no sense at all, you know, like one of my friends called me, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at the mall. He's like, what are you doing at the mall? I was like, I'm in line at Chick-fil-A. Yup, he was like, Chick-fil-A! You know Chick-fil-A didn't support gay marriage. I was like, neither did your parents, but you still eat at their house. Chicken sandwich never called me a faggot before. So all I'm there for is the chicken sandwich, you know? I don't ask them for opinions, I just want the chicken sandwich. It's a quality chicken sandwich. What am I supposed to do, risk getting my ass kicked at a fucking Popeyes? Fuck around and get your ass kicked Louisiana style at a Popeyes. Popeyes does have good chicken. I do like Popeyes. Just it got a little scary there for a minute when they first put out their chicken sandwich. You guys saw the footage. People were getting beat up at Popeyes. I was like, I'm not down. I don't like that much. But I just don't care about a lot of stuff, you know, and like all the stuff people call me, I just admit to, you know, so it's like, I'm not gonna argue with people about stupid shit. If you think I'm a particular thing because of something I say, then you just think that, you know, like people call me racist, and I'm like, yeah, I'm racist. I don't care, I'm racist. I'll even share the most racist thought I have on a regular basis with you guys. Yeah, I don't give money to homeless white people. Sorry, I don't give you homeless and white on my shift. Besides, if you fucked up being white bad enough that you're homeless, you've got problems my dollar can't fix. Yeah, other group I'm not giving money to, homeless women. Sorry, ladies, not giving money to homeless women. If you're a woman, you have a vagina, and you're homeless, you're fucking stupid. My friend's mom used to say a wet pussy should never have an empty wallet. Solid mom advice right there. everybody wants you to be more open-minded. No matter how open-minded you are, people want you to be more open-minded, you know? Like, that's just the way that it goes. And I have people get mad at me for that all the time. Like, you know, when it comes to trans people, activists online, for a minute there, they were pushing the, like, you know, if you're not open to dating trans women, then that means you're transphobic. Yeah, and I was like, I'm attracted to men. Yeah, so if you're a trans woman and I'm attracted to you, you're doing a terrible job at it. I should not be attracted to you at all. You know, and then the other day I was watching porn. I was watching porn on Twitter, which, guilty party over there. Whoever's laughing like that. Twitter's where you get the porn. If you guys don't know, I'm gonna let you know. Like, go to Twitter and follow, like, your favorite porn stars, if you have any. I'm sure none of you do, but if you do, follow them on Twitter, and they show you all the good stuff on Twitter. You know, like, you gotta be careful in public places when you open up your Twitter. I've done that a couple of times where I just been like, oh, okay. Then I just hold it closer. I'm not gonna not look, you know what I mean? I'm like, wait a second. Or sometimes I'll screenshot it so I can look at it later. But yeah, so I was watching porn on Twitter the other day, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with some of the gay categories as far as like the way gay people classify, but like there's twinks, which are usually like smaller frame guys, usually on the younger side. And so there was this twink guy, and he was really cute, and then there was this leather daddy. I'm trying to teach you guys something. It's Pride Month, all right? I'm trying to make sure you don't just go out there with your dick in your hand. You know what the fuck's going on. A lot of you guys are celebrating Pride Month and don't know what the fuck it's about. I'm trying to help you out right now. So yeah, so there's this twink and then there's this fucking leather daddy, right? And the twink has a really, really good body. And the leather daddy, he's whatever, you know what I mean? And leather daddies, if you're not familiar, they usually wear at least some leather. It's a porno, so there was only so much leather he could be wearing. But I think he had on a vest, if I remember correctly. And there was like a leather armband involved. And he's like got his face down there. And it's like kind of a tight shot, but all you can see is his head down there, and then the twink with a really good body, and I'm kind of focusing more on the twink. And then all of a sudden they go in even tighter for the shot, and the twink has a vagina. And I was like, these wily faggots are trying to turn me straight right now. We have gotten so progressive in the gay community that we're turning straight. Happy Pride Month. Well, see, now you guys can tell your friends, like, I'm all about Pride. I went to see a gay comedian, told me about leather daddies and twinks. Friends are gonna be like, what's his name? And you're gonna be like, he's gone. It'll be too late, and they'll have missed me, and they deserve to miss me, because they're probably just going to complain anyway. That's what these fags do. You know, I mean, like, and I'm not at all against the gay, well, gay community I don't like, gay people I like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I feel like that with every community, like, fucking being Latino is an annoying thing sometimes, you know, and the problem is a lot of people speak for you when you're part of any, like, minority community, you know, and those are the people that make it miserable in a lot of cases, the people that speak for you. Like when Mexicans were supposedly so offended about Donald Trump and the wall, I mean, like, I am Mexican, and I was like, what Mexicans are offended right now? Every Mexican I know is still just partying. I mean, like, Mexicans aren't worried about a fucking wall. As long as there's a trunk of a car, Mexicans will get into this country. Yeah, we'll figure it out, you know? Like, when they found all the tunnels and everybody's like, oh my God, they had tunnels? And Mexicans were like, yeah, there's tunnels. No Mexican was surprised by that. They were just like, it happens. But you know, for white people, I guess we have to pretend like there were tunnels. But yeah, it's pretty much time for me to get out of here. Any questions? What fucking gorilla tightened this? Did I? Was it Bruce Leonard? Yeah. Fuck Bruce Leonard. Where are you, Bruce? Back here. Bruce Leonard is back there. How much do you sell your shirts for, Bruce? $20. If you guys have a chance to buy a shirt off of Bruce, I don't sell anything, so feel free to make eye contact on your way out. I know what you guys do. That's what happens when you sell shit over there. You guys are my best fucking friends when I'm on stage. Then if I'm selling something, everybody's like, all right. They'll walk past me like, he was fun, right? And won't even acknowledge me right behind their fucking head. And I don't like selling shit, you know, I just don't, because I feel like, here I'm a comedian, and then I go over there and I'm like, here's my yard sale. No offense, Bruce, buy a shirt. He has to sell shirts. They get paid way less for that spot. They do. I'm not being shitty. They really do get paid way less for that. It's not my fault. I don't fucking decide their pay, but they get paid way less for that fucking spot. But really, it's a more desirable spot, you know, because people are less drunk. It is. You have more fun in that spot, but you make less money, so that's the trade-off. So if you guys can buy a shirt, buy one off of Bruce. I like his shirts. I don't own one yet, though. Maybe I'll buy one. I don't know. I'm gonna start buying. I don't want to lie to you guys at the end of my set, you know what I mean? You guys will be like, you're checking in with me later. Did you buy a shirt? And I'm like, that's fine. That's what I'll pretend like I don't know you. Don't be weird. Yeah, so it is time, and I'll do one or two more jokes, but does anybody have any questions? I do answer questions if anybody has any.
40th birthday right here.
Oh, 40th birthday.
Right here.
What's your name, sir?
Tim.
Tim. You don't look happy right now, Tim. Tim looked at me like he was going to tell me a story about murdering people. He's like, what's your name, sir? He was like, Tim. What the fuck you going to do about it? I was just trying to say happy birthday, Tim, that's all. I wasn't going to tell you I'm your present. Unless you want me to be. Oh, you're, what's it? 40th birthday, Tim?
Yes.
Everybody? 40. How long have you guys been together? Are you guys married or just dating?
Married.
Okay, how long?
13 years.
13 years, nice. Give it up for them, you guys. Give it up for Tim specifically, his 40th birthday, where he's gonna murder a faggot. He clapped for that. That's how he's celebrating Pride Month. All right. Happy birthday. Wait up a second, I'll get to you. I heard you, 51st birthday over there. Or was it 54th? 50, okay, I didn't know that that's what you were saying. We'll get to it. Next. How old are you, sir?
79.
79. Black really doesn't crack. Yeah, and what brought you to Sarasota, sir? Job? What kind of work do you do? Are you still working or are you retired now?
Dentist retired.
Retired dentist, all right. Well, that's not expected. I already told you I'm racist, so. I never thought of a black dentist before, I'm gonna be honest. Happy birthday, you do look great.
Happy birthday.
Give it up, you guys. All right, and over here, 55. Where are we? Oh. She wasn't expecting that at all. This is this man's 55th birthday? You, sir? And what are you doing to celebrate it besides? Is today the actual day?
Today's the day.
Oh, happy birthday to you. Give it up for him, you guys. What's your name, sir?
Mark.
Mark, and what do you do, Mark?
Programmer.
That makes perfect sense. Told you I'm racist. You know what I mean? No problem believing this white man is anything he wants to be. People of color, I get very I don't think so. Well, good having you, Mark. Thank you for celebrating your birthday here. Now you can tell people you know about Twinks and Leather Daddies. So. And you, miss? 55? And this has turned into a goddamn auction. And is today the actual day, or was it this week? Yesterday, all right. And so are you getting fucked up tonight? Is that what your plan is? Or you did that last night? So you're hungover today? Little bit? What were you drinking? You look like wine.
Diet Coke.
But last night, what'd you get drunk on?
Diet Coke.
Oh, you're still just Diet Coke. Yeah, I don't like drinking anymore either. Did you used to drink, or are you? No, you've just been sober your whole life. Well, that sounds boring. It's fine. I'm sure that's fine if that's all you're used to, but I used to get fucked up, you know what I mean? I used to drink with Native Americans. Yeah, do we have any natives in the audience?
My best friend is.
Your best friend is? Where are they, home drunk right now? 'Cause they get fucked up early. I already told you guys I'm racist. It's what it is. Don't get weird on me, but it's true. I mean, that's how I knew I drank too much, when my native friends were like, you know what, you might need to slow down. Anybody would know it's those drunks. And then 67, where's 67? Somebody said they
I
were
was saying 1967 because she was born in 55.
Okay.
Born in 67.
All right, yeah, no, I thought you were saying somebody was 67. I thought we had another birthday. Well, happy birthday to all of you. I appreciate you guys coming out.
over there.
And we have Gemini's. Woo!
Todd,
Yes.
my date and I were just wondering, we were just kind of curious, but by chance, are you gay?
If you want to meet me after the show, I'll prove it. Did you guys have a follow-up?
We were just trying to figure it out. We weren't really sure.
Yeah, 100%, sir. And like I said, I will prove it. 100%.
That's great. Everybody should, at least maybe try it once.
I agree. That's why I'm telling you, after the show, you'll get your chance. It's a very quick swearing-in ceremony. I will have to ask you to get on your knees. It's kind of like knighting you, I'll place the sword in several strategic spots. And poof, you're there. We'll start a pride parade here in Sarasota. But yeah, all right, so it is officially time for me to get out of here. Last thing I'll tell you guys is, this has been fun. Chicago, I hated. Yeah, I'm very honest with audiences, if I like audiences, I tell them. If I don't like them, I tell them. I wait till the end though, so it's a surprise. Yeah, like with the Chicago audience though, they started it, they did hate me first. They did. It was like, and to be fair, like I was doing a full weekend's worth of shows in Chicago. The other ones were fun. The Sunday night show just sucked though. Like it just sucked all the way through because like these people, I don't know if it was because it was Sunday and some of them went to church or, you know, if they came out with family or what it was, but this audience was just offended by everything I said. Like every word that came out of my mouth was offensive to them. And I had to do 45 minutes in order to get paid. Like that was in my contract and I was gonna get paid for that show. But like the thing people don't know about me is if an audience really hates me, which is rare, but it does happen, but if an audience really hates me, I go extra long. Yeah, so I was supposed to do 45 minutes. I ended up doing an hour and a half. And so we get to the end of the hour and a half, and I was like, all right, well, just so you guys know, that's the end of the show, and I fucking hate you. And then so I told them I hated them, and then I told them that I thought they were a Groupon audience. And then I was like, you could have done ice skating or done this. Next time, please choose ice skating. Then I told them I hated them one more time. Then I told them I hope they all died in car accidents on the way home. Yeah, but that's when they started laughing. And do you know how mad I was when I was like, I really meant that? They're all fucking laughing like the joke at the end of the fucking show. And then I still handed out cards after the show though. Just follow me on social media. But then probably the worst gig ever for me was Marymount University. Like that's probably the worst one. That was like closer to when I was first starting out. And if you're not familiar with Marymount University, that's a Catholic-run university in Virginia. Yeah, they hired me. It was a mistake. They did. They hired me because they were having diversity week, and I'll give it to you. If you're having diversity week, you hire me. You can check off a couple boxes. Only thing I wish they'd done was check out what they did before they booked me. Not booked me, been excited about it. Then the day shows they're watching my YouTube, which must have happened because the guy starts getting really nervous. He keeps calling me over and over and over. Each call he's putting more and more rules on me. On the last call he says I need to make sure you don't talk about sex and especially don't talk about safe sex. Yeah, so when I got there, I let the audience know that I am gay, but I don't use condoms. Which was not the plan. I just got on stage, they were nervous, I could feel that energy coming at me. I was nervous, and I thought, this will loosen us all up, and it really didn't. Yeah, and I was nervous going into it because I was raised Catholic, and for a long time I didn't go to church because I suffered from the famous Catholic guilt about my lifestyle. But at a point I began to wonder which part of my lifestyle it was the Catholic Church didn't agree with. I mean, the fact that I'm open about liking guys, the fact that guys are over the age of 18, or the fact that I didn't wait to become a priest first. Yeah, sometimes other Catholics get mad at me for that joke, but I think it's okay for me to do any joke I want about the Catholic Church because I myself was touched by a Catholic priest. That is true, it didn't happen until I was 27. But it did happen. Say that and a certain amount of the audience looks at you like you're going to hell, but that's not fair, it's not my fault, it's not exactly like they go to the gay bar dressed as Catholic priests. It's only the next morning we're doing the walk of shame from a rectory. I feel you look very uncomfortable. Makes me not even want to tell you about the second time it happened to me. What I will do instead is I'll tell you everything I do in my act comes from my actual life. I never sit down in a room and think, what's the most offensive thing I can say to a bunch of people? I take my regular life and I try to make that funny. So with stories like that, when people get uncomfortable, I fully respect your right to get uncomfortable. I don't get mad at all. The only thing I ask the people that got uncomfortable help me figure out which part of that story it is I'm supposed to be ashamed of. Like, am I supposed to be ashamed of the fact that I have actually fucked around with a Catholic priest? Am I supposed to be ashamed of the fact that I got paid for it? Am I supposed to be ashamed of the fact that I have a check to prove that? Am I supposed to be ashamed of the fact that the check was only for $50? Or am I supposed to be ashamed of the fact that the check bounced? I know, I did that story one night. A lady in the front row was like, "You should go to confession." I was like, with my luck, there'd be a fucking glory hole in there. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'm Ty Rivera.